Thank you for ordering. So let's go into your palm reading. So first of all, we will see that your hand. First of all, some things I have to mention that I don't read the fingers or the thumb. I only read the palm, and I only read the right hand. So I don't read the left hand in my readings. That is my way of reading the hand. So that's why I will only be reading your right hand. I won't be reading the left hand because I don't think it's important in palmistry. This is my way of reading. Other thing, you have not mentioned your birth date. You have said it's for me to discover. I would say that this is a bit wrong because a palmist cannot look at the hand and say that this person is this much years old, but we can time the line. So I have no issue with timing the lines, but I would say that if you had given me the birth date, it would have been better for you and for me, as the readings would have been more accurate. But it's fine, it's no problem. You can tell me your age later on. So let's get into the palm reading. So if we see the hand, we see that the headline, this is the headline. Wait, let me color it. This is the headline, and this is the lifeline. So if we see the headline and lifeline, there is a big gap between them. So this means you're very confident. I would say you're overconfident a bit at times as well. You might not listen to at all about others' advice, but overall it's positive. It's 80% positive because it gives you very much confidence in life, doing your own thing. So you will find most success in doing your own thing, like listening to yourself, not listening to the advice of others. Some people, they listen to the advice of others and they go through life by doing the other person's choices, but you're not like that. So this is a positive thing. So confidence is there, and smart. Of course, brain power is there because the headline is long. The headline is going almost till the end. So it's a good thing it's not reaching till the end exactly, because that means that you would become over smart for your own good. So this means that you are the right amount of smart. It is a long headline, so there might be some limitations as well. This means that there are many interests, but I would recommend you to follow one interest instead of many. So that would be better for you as well. And then if we see here, we see that uh, the second fate line is coming from the mount of the moon. So the second fate line is coming from the mount of the moon. This basically means that the uh, relationship which you have with your spouse is very positive. It also usually it means that you marry a foreigner, but I think you mentioned that your spouse is not from a foreign land and is from Cambodia like yourself. I think you mentioned that. So not always a foreigner, but whenever this line is there, this means happy marriage. So this is a very good sign to have. Next, we see that the fate line, we have to concentrate on the fate line now. We see that it's starting from underneath the line. It's actually starting from a branch of the lifeline. And there's an island here as well. So maybe you had some health problem, or parents had financial problems during the early age period. So this is around, I would say, 16 plus, or at 16 there was some health problem or parental financial problem. But then we see that the fate line is good. It's still a bit light. It's not that strong. But then if we see after this age, which is around, if we time it, this is around 27. So at 27, we see that the fate line becomes very strong. So maybe this is the time you got that opportunity. You got very, what do you say, rich, or you got a very good job opportunity at that time. So this is a good line to have. And then if we see the this line is entering at around the age of 35. So, as I can only guess that the line of marriage is because the fate line, when the second fate line enters the major fate line, this is around usually when that people get married. So, maybe you got married most probably at 35 or early 30s. So, that is also very possible. So, if we look at the fate line itself, if we look at the fate line itself, we see that it is doubling after it enters the age of 35 or 36. So this means that both you and your spouse were working, and both you were, or that maybe if your spouse was not working, you had a double income. This could be from a business, that could be from a side hustle. You got a lot of money from two sources during your mid 30s, starting from your mid 30s. So that is also what happened. And then if we look at your hand here, we see that the heart line is coming from the Jupiter mount. So basically, from the Jupiter mount, it does mean you're kind-hearted, but it also has this drawbacks that you might be idealistic, you might be sometimes living in a dream world. So you are like getting away from reality. This is also in conjunction with the lifeline and headline being separate. So this means that you sometimes are not realistic, you might be temperamental, emotional, you might not have good control of your emotions. This might happen sometimes. Again, it's not totally negative, because it also means you're charitable, you're good hearted. So don't take my negative things as being totally negative. Everything is a positive and a negative. So there is the positive sign as well. So but this type of heartline also means happy marriage and good relationship with children. So this is a good line to have. Again, we also see the goodness of this line, that it's coming from the up finger. So when the heartline comes from the fingers, this means that basically you easily connect with other people. Uh, how do you make friends very easily? This is also shown by the lines on the fingers. If you see the fingers, there are many vertical lines here. So these vertical lines also means friends and colleagues, which come into the help in the life. So this is also a positive sign. And now if we see another positive sign, we see that there's a triangle on the mount of Jupiter. So this is also in conjunction with what I said before, that this means that you make contacts very easily. This can be through business or a job. So making contacts throughout your life, no matter what age you are right now, this is a positive sign. And then we see there's a square sign on Saturn. Now this means that basically throughout life you have faced financial challenges, but nothing has made you bankrupt. So this is a positive sign. This means that basically it's also a bit of a negative sign. It does mean that you go through financial problems, but you don't go through any extreme problems. So that is very good. And then if we see that there's a square here, so there's a square on Sun Mount as well, and there are multiple sun lines here. So multiple sun lines means multi-talentedness, though I would still recommend you to do one thing instead of many things financially. And if we see the square, this also means protection from enemies. So any enemies wanting to harm your reputation or anything, you will get not defeated by them. So this is also a good line. And then if we see there's a triangle here as well. So a triangle on Mercury Mount means good finances. So this is also good. This means that you are good in money management. And then if we see this area, we see that there's a line going like this, and then a star sign is forming. But this star sign is at the edge of the hand. So this means basically that when it's on the edge of the hand, this means it also means contacts. It's related to the triangle, but it means contacts with famous or rich people. So and especially from 27 onwards, you met someone, they gave you a job, they maybe helped you get to Canada. So this person or maybe people, more than one person, they helped you a lot in getting to your dream vocation. So this is a good sign to have. A star on the side of the hand is good. It just gives results a bit late in life. Maybe in the late 20s or early 30s, it gives results. So early childhood and etc. would be a struggle. And then we see that there are many lines coming from the lifeline and going towards the Jupiter mount. So these are progressive lines. This basically, as they are all pointing towards the Jupiter mount, which is under the first finger, this means that basically all the things would become like the success would be related to Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of uh, good omens. It's the planet of expansion. It's the planet of honor in society. So basically, you are getting honored by society in your own hometown, in your wherever you work, and etc. So you're very honorable. Even your heartline is coming from Jupiter. So Jupiter is, and your Jupiter mount is also developed. So if we see the Jupiter mount, it's the strongest mount in your hand. So this means honor, this means ambitions fulfillment, this means good standing in society. Not, and I would say that money is not the main motivator for you. I would say honor in the society is the main motivator. And even some religious, you might be religious as well. That aspect is also there. So these are all good signs that you get all the spiritual fulfillment as well. Maybe that's why you came from for a palm reading as well, to get spiritual fulfillment. And then we see there's a triangle here, triangle. Now I must time the triangle. If I time it, it's again at starting at 27, so and ends around the age of 35. So that doesn't mean that from 35 things started becoming worse. It just means that 27 to 35, this was a very strong period in your life. You got a lot of money, but this was all through your hard work. This was not through luck. Because when there's a triangle there, this means that you either educated yourself or you started something on your own, started a business or something which brought you a lot of money during 27 to 35. Has made some investment, something related to business or education. So something happened which brought you a lot of money and protection and a lot of like extra money. Like you had disposable income during this time. You never had extra money in your life, but this time you had extra money. Now, how does the future look like? Now, if we see the sun lines are very good, there are multiple sun lines, but they are of a good color. So I would still say do one thing instead of many things. So if we time the sun lines, we see that it's 55 plus. So as sun lines are there 55 plus, but they are a bit scattered as well. So I would, and the square is also there. So I would say that if you're doing business, which I think you are, so that you should not invest in too many areas, because then the energies get scattered. What we have to do is you have to invest in one area, so this sun line becomes singular. It changes. The hand changes every year on your birthday. So you can also come for me for a palm reading next year. Like what's the date? February 21. So come next year for another reading, February 21. So every year it changes. So you can see that this sun line should become singular instead of plural, which it is now. It is multiple lines. So anything in the future will be good, but you have to concentrate on one thing that will be good. So 55, from 55 till the end of your life, the sun lines are there. So not having sun lines is bad, but having sun lines is very good, even if there are many sun lines. This means protection. This means name and fame in society. This means that you will have some money stored up in your for your children, and children will be also be earning, and they will be sending you money as well. So everything is good in the post 50s. And if I would say that your brain is very logical, very practical, because it's a straight headline. So this means you're very logical, very practical. So things like, even though you're religious as well, but you need to find logic in everything. So without that, you can't exist. You need to question everything. So I say keep up this personality trait. It would benefit you in the long run. You're a problem solver, you're a go getter. So these are all positive traits within you. And the headline and lifeline space means that you're confident. You don't even need advice from me. You can do whatever you want. So there is that as well. So the future looks very bright. I would just say concentrate on one thing. And the relationship wise, it's very good. Marriage is very good. Children relationship with the children is very good. So everything is positive. So this is all I can see on your palm. If I'm going to round off this video, I would say Jupiter is developed, and Venus mount, which is here, it's also developed. This mount is also developed a lot. So this means that you have at least one child in your life. Could be also two, but at least one child in your life, because when the Venus mount is there, person does not end up childless. So relationship with children is also good due to Venus mount. There is a bit of anger within you as well, not too much, but the lower Mars is also developed. So this means anger, aggression. But if you use it positively, aggression is not bad, but anger can be bad. So also lessen the aggression. And then if you see upper Mars is also developed. Upper Mars stands for mental strength. The headline is also pointing towards upper Mars. It's going towards this area. If you see this area, this is all upper Mars. So the headline is ending in upper Mars. So this means that you don't give up very easily, and you are very you are good in debates. You're good in verbal debates. You can defeat the other person verbally, and you are very strong, meaning that you don't give up easily. Some people, they give up very easily, but you, even if other people are saying you can't do this, you can't do that, you don't give up very easily. So this is also a good sign to have. So this is what I'm rounding off the video with. So this is all I can see from your palm. Any questions, let me know after the video, as you paid the deluxe reading. So, and also leave me a rating, please. Leave me an honest review, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel, same name, Know Thy Future, where I cover celebrity palm readings. Thank you so much, and goodbye.